Hello wonderful people, it's Maria here. In this video, I'll be talking about how to beat the quarantine blues. You may be feeling sort of down or discouraged right now because this pandemic has gone a lot longer than maybe some of us had originally thought. So just to be clear, the quarantine blues, as I call them and as a lot of people call them, are those feelings of kind of feeling down and sad and hopeless a little bit during this time of being isolated and a lot more in our homes than we used to be, and where we're not able to really do those activities that we've always been able to do. And this is not to be confused with clinical depression. I can't make that clearer. Please do not feel bad if you do have clinical depression, because that makes two of us. I also have anxiety, and it is so much more normal than we think. I would like to film a video very soon on actually what depression is and how you know you might have it and how to help. But for today, we're going to keep it a little bit more surface level, and I just want to make that distinction because the two are different. And just one last disclaimer, I am not a mental health expert. I'm not a professional. I do have a bachelor's degree in psychology, so I have done a good amount of studying in the field on mental health and therapy practices. But I'm mostly drawing on my own personal experience with therapy and what has helped me during this time, as well as going back to my roots in psychology a little bit and drawing on some of studies that I've read and things that are proven time and time again in research that do help individuals feel less of that feeling of sadness. So just to be clear, that's where I'm coming from, and I hope this really helps you. I'm gonna try to keep this video short and sweet, so that's why I'm only sharing 3 tips for how to beat the quarantine blues. I could do a ton more, but these are the 3 that I truly feel are the most effective and might be the best in helping you. Number 1 is to keep a gratitude journal. I cannot stress this enough. I think this is actually the easiest thing to start with. There are a lot of studies that talk about how when a person focuses in on the things that they are most grateful for, and especially if you write those things down in a journal, on a piece of paper, and do this regularly, preferably daily, you see big results in your perspective and your overall outlook on life, because you might be going through a lot of things that are difficult, but if you focus on the things that really make you feel thankful and that bring you joy, that is something that can just turn your whole mood around. So just to prove it to you that I do this myself, this is my journal. I'm not going to show you all my secrets because no. I wrote on August 20th. Today I'm grateful for thoughtfulness from friends, watching comedies on Netflix, that really good peach jam on toast. Oh my god. It can be so random like that. Using skincare products to relax, and lying in bed after a long day. So as you can see, some of them are deeper, like the thoughtfulness from friends, that's really introspective, but I also talk about peach jam. It can be anything that you're grateful for or anything that brings you joy. The key here is to try to think of something different every day. There can be overlap, but if you just say you're thankful for shelter and food and friends every day, then you're not really expanding your thought process. So I do encourage you to look deeper and look around the room and just find things that bring you happiness and spark joy, as Marie Kondo would say. I love Marie Kondo too much. Tip number 2, and you might not like this one, but it is true, and that is to exercise and to move to get those endorphins going. I know some of you are come on, really? Really, do I really have to exercise? And the answer is yes, but exercise can look different for everyone. Now, I don't want you to say, oh, all the gyms are closed, so I can't go work out, because that's simply not true. Just because the gyms are closed does not mean that you can't exercise. Exercise, moving, can really just look like a quick walk around the block. If you're feeling down and you're just not feeling good, you're oh my god, I want to be out with my friends, I hate this, why can't this just be over? Why can't people wear their masks so that we can be done with this? Be gentle on yourself with this one. You're not going to be able to work out 7 days a week usually, and people say that you shouldn't because your body does need rest. So don't push yourself, don't overexert yourself way too hard. Movement should be fun. It should be something you enjoy. So if you can take your dog for a walk, if you can, I don't know, call up a friend and be like, hey, you want to do Zumba with me on YouTube, and you like Zoom each other. I don't know, just make it fun. I can be feeling so upset and so down, and then I think, you know what? It's the last thing I want to do. The last thing I want to do is log onto my Beachbody account and do bar blend with a woman who is extremely peppy, and I do not feel that way. But I'm telling you, as soon as I finish that workout and while I'm doing it, I feel good because the serotonin is going to my brain, the endorphins are going, like everything is working the way it's supposed to be. So that is tip number 2. I know you might not like it. Ooh, excuse me, but it works. Tip number 3, this tip is to create a routine and to stick to it as best you can. I'm somebody that really likes to have a set schedule. A lot of people are similar in this regard, and even if you're maybe not, I would suggest just trying this. What I mean by this is like writing a to-do list. So just some bullet points, or maybe framing sort of a schedule for your next day and checking off, like literally checking off those things that you're doing. For me personally, when I check off a box and I get something done that I've had to do that I don't want to do, I feel so good about myself and I want to just keep doing things. I am a busybody, but even if you're not, there really truly is something in checking off boxes and getting things done in that way that empowers you and makes you feel like you're more productive than you maybe feel. There's no harm in trying is my thing. Okay. Now, one key point with this is don't get mad at yourself if you don't get everything done. This is something that I'm still trying to learn because I will get angry with myself if I don't finish something. Like if I make a to-do list with like 12 items on it and I only get to 7 of them or 8 of them, I'm looking at those 4 like, gosh darn it, why didn't I get those done? One of the reasons that this tip really works is while we're in this pandemic and we're on kind of lockdown, it depends where you are in the US or in the world, but in California, you know, it's still pretty high regulations, and so you're supposed to stay inside as much as possible. It's really difficult for us because we are used to having a routine. We're used to getting up and going to work or going to school, and now it's different most likely. Of course, unless you're in healthcare, then thank you, healthcare heroes, my God. You don't get enough for what you do. But yeah, that's why this tip works. It just kind of helps to keep you going, and it gives you something to look forward to. So that's really all I have for you. Please let me know down below if you agree with any of these tips, if you've tried them yourself. I would love to hear if somebody tried one of these tips and it actually did help them, because that is my goal. My goal is really just to spread a message that is hopefully helpful and positive and have people react well to it. If feelings of sadness and hopelessness are coming up for you, try not to push them away and bury them. It's better to actually write down, journal, talk to a friend, and say how you're feeling so that you're not ignoring really valid feelings. I always recommend that you talk to a therapist or counselor for your own self, because we all have our slightly unique situations, and a therapist or a counselor can really help you zone in and narrow in on what it is exactly that is bothering you. I really hope this helped you. Please leave a comment down below and like this video and subscribe. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. I don't know where each thing is, but yeah, okay. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Hang in there, you're doing great, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.